Oh, is that what it was? Okay, thank you.
Look forward to it. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting right at 6 o'clock p.m. The time now is 5:59 p.m. So we're going to ask everyone please silence your devices or turn them off so that we won't have interference as we conduct the business of this meeting. Okay. Okay. Give the Selma City Council hereby call to order. Please bow your heads for our invitation. Please bow your heads. Dear Father, we come to you this evening to give you thanks for another day. God in heaven, we thank you for allowing us to make it up to this moment in the day. Thank you for affording us the opportunity to live here in Selma, Alabama. God in heaven, this evening, this council asks that you please direct our actions, guide our actions, dear God. God, allow us to speak and to be heard by one another. And dear God, allow us to maintain stability, be cordial to one another, and to love one another as brothers and sisters in harmony. Heavenly Father, we pray for all of the citizens of Selma, Alabama. For God in heaven, we know that everyone we see is going through something. So God, be with our people. Be with us in all those difficult times. Be with our sick, our infirm. Heavenly Father, be with our children. Protect them, dear God. We give you thanks for all those that are graduating and about to start things in their lives. Thank you for our children. Thank you for our young people. For we know they are our future. In fact, they are ours. So God, help us tonight. Dear God, help us to do what is right and what is in the best interest of this your city, Selma, Alabama. We ask these little blessings in the precious Son Jesus. As all of us say, amen. Amen. Let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much, everyone. You may be seated. The next item on our agenda at this time is the roll call. So we're going to ask that at this time, the clerk please form our roll call.
Good evening. President Young.
Present.
Councilman Harville. Councilwoman Christie Thomas.
Present.
Councilman Carmichael. Councilwoman James. Present. Councilman Randolph.
Present.
Councilman Jemison.
Here.
Councilwoman Jamie Thomas. Right. Councilman Johnson.
Here. Thank you, Madam Clerk, for our roll call this evening. Now, at this time, we have approval of the agenda. Council, we do have some additions on our agenda, as we will have an executive session following our attorney's report. We will have been requested to have an executive session. And additionally, we do have an additional speaker, Mr. Chad, here from the Ebonite Mission. With that said, is there a motion to approve our agenda for the evening with those additions? Is there a second? Please allow the minutes to reflect that the motion was moved by Councilman Johnson and properly seconded by Councilman Jemison. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young.
Yes.
Councilman Harville. Councilwoman Christie Thomas. Yes. Councilman Carmichael. Councilwoman James. Yes. Councilman Randolph.
Yes.
Councilman Jemison.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jamie Thomas. Yes. Councilman Johnson.
Yes. Thank you, Council, for your votes. We appreciate it. Now turn your attention, please, to our consent agenda for Tuesday, May 10th, 2022. We have a total of 14 items on our consent agenda this evening up for approval. Item number 1, to approve resolution R191-21/22 to approve an agreement with the governor's local workforce areas and Serious Workforce LLC Alabama Career Center, Selma location. Item number 2, to approve resolution R181-21/22, authorization to approve professional services agreement with Pyro Productions, Inc., with payment of fireworks not to exceed $15,000 for the 4th of July holiday 2022. Item number 3, to approve resolution R180-21/22, authorization to accept T-Mobile Hometown Grant Program Marketing Agreement. Item number 4, to approve resolution R195-21/22, authorization for sanitary sewer inspection and cleaning services with payment not to exceed $48,000. Item number 5, to approve a transfer of $500 from account number 1.6200-51680, transfer of $1,675 from account number 1.6200-51044, transfer of $956.99 from account number 1.6200-51029, for a total of $1,727.23 to account number 1.6200-51027, and a total of $1,404.76 to account number 1.6200-51670. Item number 6, to approve resolution R193-21/22, back to school sales tax holiday for Friday, July 15, 2022 through Sunday, July 17, 2022. Item number 7, to approve Helio Carter invoice in the amount of $6,781.09. Item number 8, to approve resolution R185-2021-22, authorization to submit appropriations to programming requests to the office of Senator Richard Shelby. Item number 9, to approve resolution R196-21/22, to temporarily assign Council President Pro Tem as Ministerial Executive on Selma Redevelopment Authority contract. Item number 10, to approve resolution R184-21/22, authorization to award professional engineering services, Alabama Department of Transportation, project ERPR-9070, CPMS, with Civil Southwest LLC for Old Mary Junction project with payment not to exceed $50,849 from state gas tax fund account 11.6200-51640. Item number 11, to approve revised resolution R199-21/22, authorizing participation in the ALM Economic Development Academy with payment in the amount of $3,000 from fund account number 1.6000-51605, and to adjust budget to create fund account number 1.600-51605 in the amount of $3,000. Item number 12, to approve a lease agreement between the city of Selma, Alabama, and All Things Are Possible, ATAP, Community Development Corporation, 2310 Summerfield Road, Selma, Alabama, 36701. Item number 13, to approve resolution R194-21/22, authorization to approve U.S. Army Corps of Engineers non-federal sponsor self-certification of financial capability for agreements. And then item number 14, to approve resolution R183-21/22, authorization to submit community project funding requests to the Office of Congresswoman Terry Sewell with funding not to exceed $75,000 from state and local fiscal recovery funds, SLFRF. Council, those are the 14 items before you at this time up for consent. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda for Tuesday, May 10th, 2022. Is there a second? Please allow the minutes to reflect that it was moved by Councilwoman Lisa James and properly seconded by Councilwoman Christie Thomas to approve the 14 items for consent. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young,
I vote yes on all with the exception of number 9, which I abstain.
Councilman Harville,
Pass.
Councilwoman Christie Thomas. Councilman Carmichael,
Yes, on all, say, from number 10, number 13, number 14, possibility of personal.
Councilwoman James.
Yes.
Councilman Randolph,
Yes.
Councilman Jemison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Janie Thomas. I'm sorry. Councilman Johnson,
Yes, no, thank you, no, no.
on number 9.
All right, Madam Clerk, can you read back the results of our vote for the evening?
Yes, we have a majority yes for all with the exception of 2 abstentions for 9, 1 abstention for 10, 13, and 14.
All right, thank you, council. All items on our consent agenda for the evening have passed. Thank you. Now we'll move on to our next item for the evening, our approval of council meeting minutes. And we're going to ask the clerk, please perform that responsibility at this time.
Good evening again, council
Good evening.
and audience, all who are here. You should have before you the April 26th meeting minutes. These minutes are before you for your approval. Are there any questions, corrections?
All right, the clerk has presented to us the council minutes from our, what meeting was that?
April 26th.
April 26th. Are there any questions, additions, or deletions to said minutes? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve those minutes? Is there a second? All right, please allow the minutes to reflect that it was moved by Councilman Johnson and properly seconded by Councilman Carmichael to approve the minutes from our last meeting. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young,
Yes.
Councilman Harville,
Yes.
Councilwoman Christie Thomas, Councilman Carmichael,
Yes.
Councilwoman James, Councilman Randolph,
Yes.
Councilman Jemison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Janie Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes. Thank you, council, for your votes. Our minutes are approved. Now, at this time, we have announcements. Are there any council members that would like to make any announcements at this time? Any council members have any announcements? Yes, ma'am. Any others? All right, well, I think we have one, it's a great announcement. You see, all of us, we always look nice sitting up here, but tonight somebody looks even better. As you can see, they are decked out tonight. So we're gonna ask the mayor, I think, to make that presentation for this evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Somebody's getting old and wise. And ask Councilman Randolph to come down. Yeah. Yeah, his family here. Samuel Leonard Randolph, you are reassigned in the reserve component as shown below. Released from current assignment, recent 35 years of quality service, retired age 6. Reserve Human Resource Command, 1600 Steer Division Avenue, Fort Knox, Kentucky. Congratulations, effective May 13, 2022. Why not? Why not? Congratulations to you.
I guess it's kind of bittersweet day, you know. I want to wear my uniform for the last time on time. People I love. I love Selma, I love the military. I just thank God for allowing me to do 35 plus years. I thank God for my wife who spent these 35 years with me. All right. We travel the world together. I just want to thank everybody and thank the mayor, thank the president. Chief Cooper, I'm sorry to be back up. Chief Cooper was my first sergeant for the longest. He was hard on me. I think Chief Cooper quiet, but we pulled that military, we was a different person. I just want to thank you for pushing me, challenging me, you know, make me be the work on time. I'm gonna share this and I'm gonna sit down. I drove from Selma, I was late for the dream. I said, oh, they ain't about Chief Cooper. He'll let me come on and he said, well, let me go back and come back tomorrow. I ain't get paid that day. I lost $350. So, anyway, thank y'all very much. I love each one of you. Very much.
In life, you have to take the opportunity to celebrate those things when it's time to celebrate. So everybody, Councilman Randolph, in addition to when he served in the military, I think he served on this council for 22 years. So he really knows public service. Let's give him another round. Are there any additional announcements by any members of the council? Any additional announcements? We just have one reminder that on this weekend, on Saturday, May 14th, we will be having our first Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr. Day. And we're asking that all citizens come out. We're going to have a motorcade march starting from R.B. Hudson, starting at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. Following that parade, we'll have Community Day in front of Tabernacle Baptist Church on Broad Street. At 2 o'clock, there'll be a reenactment of the first mass meeting at Tabernacle Baptist Church at 2 o'clock. And then we will culminate Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr. Day with a banquet held on the campus of Selma University at 6 o'clock p.m. So we're asking that the whole community come out to celebrate, to acknowledge, and to remember this great man who we are blessed to still have with us. Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr. Day in Selma, Alabama, this Saturday, May 14, 2022. We appreciate your participation. All right, any other announcements? Hearing none, we'll go on now to our citizens' concerns. We'll start first with Mrs. Wimberly, then we have Ms. Angela Benjamin, Councilwoman, former Councilwoman Angela Benjamin, and then we'll have Mr. Sam Harris III, and then we'll be followed by Mr. Chad McGinn. So we're asking everyone to remember you have 5 minutes, and upon that 5 minutes, I will say time. So we will start this afternoon with our citizens. First up, Ms. Wimberly, to discuss the Brown's building restoration.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for an opportunity to let us come before you again. You have heard a lot about what we are trying to do, what we would like to do with the old Brown wide building. And I know that Mr. Johnson gave you a good understanding of what we wanted to do last week. So we're asking that the council will consider, after you've taken care of whatever necessary business, finance needs to be done as it relates to that building. And if you vote, it was a unanimous vote to have that building. And I guarantee you, you will not regret it. And we have many, many plans. But one of the things we do want you to know that if we receive the building, it is eligible to be designated as a National Historic Site itself. And we will be working immediately to get that done. So funds will be available to the building, to restore it and to provide services for the community and the people there. So that's why we're here tonight. We're not going to give you a whole lot of more information unless someone has any questions. Anyone want to ask us a question?
Any questions? Any questions?
There will be no expense to the city unless you just want to give us some money after we get it. However, we are already looking at forming our committee as a 501c3, so that we'll be eligible for funds.
All right, thank you so much. Any questions? Hearing none, thank you, Mrs. Wimberly. We appreciate you.
We brought some out of you. Y'all look in their eyes here.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, come on down.
All right.
Look like we're gonna have a Laker band one day, huh? But we're not only just gonna hopefully have programs for our children, but we want to have a place where the Black people can come and anybody else to the community and to learn about family, how to take care of family, budgeting, a lot of basic things that we need in our community that we at this time do not have. Now, we have a lot of agencies, and we're not working against any agency. We'll invite you to come in and let our community know what services you have for them. Because a lot of them don't know about all the other agencies that have services to them. It's a life of education and a life of understanding. And I also envision that one day that we in Selma will come together, black, white, blue, green, red, whatever you are, and work together. Working together, work. You got something over there? I got something. Together. Be surprised. It'll be available to you. So read my article that I wrote for the National Park Service years ago. Working together works. That's how we got that Selma to Montgomery Trail and all these other things we have around here. So let's come together as a city. And Brownway is not the only one, that other buildings here that are there, that we will put the white building, black building. I'm a preservation, is certification first. The beauties and that is all.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, our next citizen this evening is former Councilwoman Angela Benjamin, and she is here to discuss Jazz on the Grass Committee. Former Councilwoman Benjamin.
Good evening, council.
Good evening.
It's so wonderful to see you all 1 year later. Concerning Jazz on the Grass. Last year, we had phenomenal times. There was a storm threat, and people still came out to Jazz on the Grass and danced in the rain. It was a beautiful celebration. We also got to celebrate with Congresswoman Terry School's family, because at that time, you all know, there was a homegoing service at that time. So the two events came together. It was a magnificent time. At the St. James Hotel, we were able to come over under their canopy. This year, we come to you to announce the date. June 18th is always the Saturday before Father's Day. So you can say your calendar by that. Always the Saturday before Father's Day. We have two requests of you, just to give you some background in case you forgot. This is a quality of life event offered to the community free of charge. We have never charged the community for this event, ever. It's free. And we would like the city to continue to be a partner, or at the very least, a sponsor in offering this quality of life event to the community. You all know the history of music, and you know that history carries a spirit, and you know that music makes the world go round. If you don't believe music carries a spirit, play 3 different types of music and watch your mood swing. You know, what the 3 different types it is, watch your mood swing. Music is healing. And so that's why we were so set on having it last year. We were in the middle of a pandemic subsiding or not subsiding, we didn't know. We were in the middle of all of that, but music is healing. It was needed and it was necessary. We did honor those who lost family members during the pandemic. There was an honor that we'll bring that banner back this year, just in case you wanted to sign it and you didn't get to sign that banner. We have 2 asks for you this year. We had several on here last year. We're gonna take it to 2 to make it a little bit more fun. So we're gonna ask you for the same support that you did last year as a group. You all became a sponsor. The Selma City Council became a sponsor of Jazz on the Grass. We do appreciate that. It's much needed. We're also going to ask again for the $50 fee waiver for vendors. We'd like you to do both. If there are any questions on why we're asking for those 2 things, I'm here to answer those. But we would like to know tonight if we have the support of this entire body in offering this quality of life event to the community of Selma. That was key.
All right, council, are there any questions for former Councilwoman Angela Benjamin concerning Jazz on the Grass and the 2 asks that she made? All right, any questions? All right, Councilwoman Benjamin, we will take that up in due course. Those 2 requests.
Speaking of due course, since I have another minute, when is due course? Is that today or another day?
We'll put it on the agenda for work session next week,
Okay,
and if there are no objections, we'll put it on the consent.
okay, and I'll hang around a little bit because I know that Councilman Randolph had it on his business item today, so I'll stick around to your meeting.
Okay, great, thank you. All right. All right, next speaker of the evening is Mr. Sam Harris III. He's here to discuss.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Sam Harris.
All right. Good afternoon. I'm on the Zoom. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Sam Harris with Sam Gen Development Corporation out of Tampa, Florida. I want to thank the council for all the work that you're doing there in Selma, and also for the beautiful people of Selma. We love everything that you guys stand for, and we want to be a part of that. As a developer, we have been to Selma in the last 2 years about 120 days that my team and I have spent there in Selma doing research and identifying ways that we can bring development to this great city. We believe that Selma is the gateway of opportunity for America. And there's some takeaways that we have found in our research. We believe not only is Selma a historical city, but it also harvests opportunities that are not being tapped into. So there's three things that we would like to ask this council and body to consider. Since we've engaged with the mayor, city council, and other people alike starting in 2019, we have come across a lot of individuals interested in development in the downtown Selma area. We're asking for the city council to create what we call a developers council, where if a building owner or landowner in that downtown area can be a group of leaders that can help shape the future of downtown Selma in conjunction with the mayor, the economic development body, as well as Dallas County leaders. We believe by doing this, we can harness new opportunities for Selma to bring technology, bring manufacturing, and high growth green job opportunities, not only for the residents of Selma, but the surrounding areas. Number two, housing. In the 5th Ward over the last year and a half, there's been a lot of damage there. And as a developer, we would like to help change the face of that area. And we would like to ask for this body to consider creating an incentive for developers to help redevelop not just the 5th Ward, but all areas of Selma by providing either grant for demolition or provide some type of tax incentive to rebuild those areas within a 12 to 18 month time period. We're committed as a developer and bringing new opportunities to Selma. We need your support and we need your help. And then last but not least, we currently have our development in process. We own multiple buildings in the downtown Selma area, and we are currently in the process of acquiring more. One of the things that we do not see on the city level is engagement with us as a developer, not only to provide incentives, tax opportunities, but also partnership. We don't want to put our capital to work in Selma and have no relationship with you, the city leaders, or the people of Selma. We believe that it would not benefit the city if we don't have a relationship. So we would like to have ongoing conversations with this council to identify the best path forward for us to be able to create the downtown that all of you would like to see, and maybe some have already start engaging in doing things to make a new reality for downtown Selma. And last but not least, I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. And we are looking forward for any questions that you may have about what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This time, council, any questions? Councilwoman Jenny Thomas.
I'd like to make a correction. It's not Ward 5. Okay. I have been doing some, I've been asking for help in my district location where our area in our community is have so many burned houses, so many, it just really see there. The area where families in that whole area over there is burned down, burned up houses. It's not safe. And the voices in that area in Ward 7 have spoken that we needed to look. We need our area is with the area really needs to go. And I feel that it will be more, it will make our neighborhood look better. Because people in that would want to observe it.
it can start. I don't know now. I think.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, with that said, thank you, Mr. Harris, for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate you. All right, we'll move on to our next item on citizens' concerns. We have Mr. Chad McGarry from Economic District.
Thank you for inviting me back here to speak about the summer is always an exciting time around the missions. Our summer camp is set to begin June 6th and run through July 14th. The camp operates Monday through Thursday each week, 8:30 to 2, with lunch and snacks provided. The campus for rising first through eighth graders is completely free of charge. Our first through third grader campers will be focusing heavily on reading as the state prepares to enact new literacy standards for third graders this upcoming academic year. They will also focus on social emotional learning, which studies show has been derailed nationwide by the pandemic. On the fourth and an exciting place around the river region. If you have a child and would like to register them, please go to the Bullock Center this week to sign up. We're also too excited about the upcoming Health Festival, which will take place on June the 14th from 10 until 1, where we'll have exhibits, healthy cooking, and workshop classes. Overall, May has been a very busy month at the Bullock Center. You likely saw in the paper, we hosted the Selma National Day of Prayer event on the 5th. We also hosted a legal clinic in partnership with the Alabama Bar Association on the 4th. I want to highlight some of the classes and activities on the schedule for this month. I'll be passing around. There'll be copies at the back for anyone in the audience that would like them. There's Bible study Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 10 to 10:45. Silver sneaker fitness programs are offered for all seniors, or as I like to call us, active adults, Monday through Thursday from 2 to 3. Zumba is offered each Monday from 5:15 to 6. There's been such high demand, we're looking to offer another class on Thursdays. Each Wednesday from 11 to 12, there's a general computer education class offered for adults and seniors. This Friday, the 13th at 10:30, we'll be having a bingo for our seniors, and at 11, there'll be a health presentation. The first time as polling place, and we look forward to welcoming the community in as they take part in the primary elections. The gym and fitness room are available all day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. For some of us older guys, 40 plus, gym time is available to just us from 10 to 11:30 each day, so we don't have to try to keep up with the young guys. As you've heard, there are many exciting things happening at the Bullock Center, and we hope our neighbors will continue to come and take part. As always, these programs are 100% free of charge and just require a simple registration, which takes less than 5 minutes of your time.
You made it.
I didn't want to get
Right, you asked me earlier. again, from my life before I have a thing. Appreciate it.
Any comments? All right. This calendar, that you presented, Jay, is wonderful. I think the council would appreciate if maybe you can make one of these out and we'll get Ms. Ellison to put them in our boxes. So we'll know what's going on each month.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And so that's a lot, y'all count for. Thank you a lot.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate it. All right. Now, we had our citizens' concerns, and now we'll move on to our mayor's report and attorney's report.
Right, good evening again. Good evening. To do a couple of things that I think you really appreciate. Elevator service and ask them to come to the meeting to give an update on the elevator. And I totally appreciate it. I do that. So at this time, Mr. Donnie Hicks is here, might have to come forward and just share 2 minutes, please. This is elevator service.
First of all, I want to say, I appreciate the meeting. I appreciate, recognizing Mr. Randolph. That was a humbling part to be of it. I was involved in a small town municipality, and you guys are a fine-tuned operating machine. As far as the elevator, I've been with Bagby Elevator 33 years. So I was out for about 4 weeks. So I got behind in the ordering process and I tried to make it up, but the steel industry kind of set us back. This elevator is getting a complete new hydraulic system underneath the elevator. And that's been what we've been waiting on this entire time. So as of now, we are prepared to start the elevator replacement on the 23rd. So we also agreed to, we'll do a 12-month warranty to where we'll do a maintenance and warranty program to where you guys won't have to pay for any maintenance or callbacks or anything with the elevator, try to offset some of your pain. We do apologize, but all the parts have been ordered for a long time. It's just we was at the mercy of the steel manufacturer.
Thank you. And when I reached out to him and, I knew what was going on because we can get constant reports on it. And but I also knew that there was frustration building, but the supply chain situation is broken. And so I'm hoping that this will alleviate some of the concerns. We do anticipate about a 6-week deliverable and completion after the start date. So we're looking forward to moving forward with the project. But I think everything that could be done under the circumstances has been. So if there are any questions about that, take place. There being none, thank you. I'm going to skip down to item 21 because I know this is hot topic. I want to give the council something. Sort of give you the benefit of some additional information on this Brown landscape facility. Information you have received, there's a complete packet, and the top sheet gives you the potential building functions, and I mean, what this body, this group of citizens that come together to do this project, it lists the building functions that they are proposing to initiate in the facility. They are defined broad because they have a lot, and there's a lot of meaning here. They also do the immediate action steps that they will take once the council has accepted, have done a vote to accept the facility. No one wants to go out and invest and begin to engage grants and all this without having contract. It does stipulate that the YMCA and the city did agree that the city would that the YMCA would transfer, convey the property to the city upon an affirmative vote of the council. And so we are hoping that the council will do that. We've also got an environmental study done, phase 1 done, so we know that there's a minimum that's associated with accepting the project. The other thing has been such a topic of discussion, the funding, the project funding. They have ideas, they have that there's a broad scope of opportunities, i.e. funding, grant opportunities and so forth, through the housing authority, through the city in terms of grants and through nonprofits and philanthropic organizations around. And also, the way we have already structured, if I remind you, the way we've already structured that occupancy fee with $1 going to the Walter Johnson, $1 to Brown. There is a perpetual or residual source of funds already built into that model. And so if we just continue that model, that will give them some development funds, if you will, some seed money, if you will, to make that happen. The resolution you was familiar with, there were some cosmetic things done, nothing substantive, but there were some cosmetic changes. In other words, tightening of the language because it is going in a maturity process. After the resolution, there's some data that I promised you, President Young. I said that I was going to get you to the penny, the financial data associated with this. And what you have in that first report, items 1, pages 1 to 5, you have 5 pages of documents showing how the money came into the city. That's what that report is. It's showing how each dollar came in, and at the time the money was coming in, the columns represent the council voted to do a 50-50 split. And you see that started in February of 2016. And when they did an extension, if you will, of that contract, they came back in 2017 and did a 2-year extension of the contract, so a total of 3 years. On page 4, what you see are the monies that came in when the council voted to cease the terms to 2019 to 6/30, there was a cease, and that money was just escrow. It was just deposited into the account, not used. And then you see on the next page, page 5, you see where the 50% breakdown, 50% breakdown went from for the YMCA and for the Edmond Center. And you'll see that runs for 2 years. The last 2 months of that are not yet reported. That's May and June. But all in all, $1.2 million coming to the city as it relates to this this occupancy fee. $1,242,463.27. That's what's coming in. The next report, what I'm providing you with is a report showing the actual council actions that directed those, the direction of those funds. You see the action description, what actually happened with that action. You see the action location, i.e. which document or instrument, whether it's minutes, ordinances, or contracts. You see they are identified in the next column. And in the columns therefore, you see the total amounts that were actually brought in for each of those categories that you saw in the first report. So that is actually a summary of the first report. If you look at page 2 of 2, you see that same total number, $1,242,463.27. Following that, you see how the appropriations are set by facility. You see the YMCA total revenue generated was $622,240.32. The Brown total facility was $362,571.40. And then there was a general fund vote when they actually decided to take $144 and apply to the general fund. And then the Edmund Dyke total comes to $113,651.54. There you see that same total, $1,242,463.27. Following that, you see the next report, 1 of 4. This report represents how the money that came in was distributed. And what you see here is that the YMCA has been consistently receiving funds, except for the period when the contract was but if you look at it, you'll see, well, they started receiving funds, I guess, 5/10, 2013, $5,797.71. And you see the continuation of them receiving funds. You see the general fund at the top of page 2 of 4. You see where $1,775 came out of the general fund. On the third page, you see several transactions in the general fund, $100,000, $60,000, $28,454. But you also see where the YMCA was paid from the general fund, $10,240.99. In all, distributed to the YMCA was, as reported in the city's records, $642,391.03. And $10,240.99 was distributed to the general fund. You see the general fund actually receiving $202,937.59. And you do not see any distribution for the YMCA, the Brown facility. Neither do you see any distribution for the page of this report. It actually shows the revenue as compared to the disbursements. And what you see based on the revenue by document, what we were supposed to have distributed to the YMCA for this fund, $622,240.32. The disbursements have actually been $652,632.02, which in fact, we have actually paid the YMCA $30,391.70 more than we actually had earmarked to be received by the transaction. You see the Brown had not received anything. You also see the general fund, $144,000, the disbursements of $202,935.39. And you see that the general fund, there was an actual vote for $144,000, but it has actually drawn out $58,935.39 more. The Edmund Dykes, you see they have there the revenue collection, $113,651.54, and there is no disbursement. Bottom line are these. Based on the available official municipal record and the financial data, it seems that the Walker Johnson YMCA has been overpaid thus far by $30,391.70, and the funds totaling $58,935.39 that should have otherwise been appropriated to the Brown was actually used by the city council to cover general fund expenditures. You'll also see, and the third item you see, based on the available official municipal records and the financial data, it seems that a contract must be prepared, negotiated, and approved in order for the city to officially and correctly disperse the money to the Edmondites, because there is in fact no contract in place. And you all know that we can't just give away public money. There has to be a contract in place. So we do need to prepare, negotiate, and approve a contract that would, and those funds dispersed to the Edmondites based on the terms of the contract. We have to set up some terms to meet those requirements. That's the content of where we are financially with this transaction. I say this, I'm asking the council to vote this evening on the resolution that's before you to accept what is in the contract. The first contract, 2013, specified, as I mentioned that earlier, the two extensions of the contract that were voted, one year and another 2 years, that the city executed, adopts the terms and conditions of the first contract. And so the first contract is actually still applicable during the execution of the contract we currently have that ends on June 30th. So I'm asking council, the only thing that is standing in the way of giving these citizens an opportunity to reclaim and to do the work to redevelop that facility is a vote of the council. And so I'm asking the council for favorable consideration on this. Really.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
About the contract.
Yes, ma'am.
As a reading in 2013, this contract is stated in there that it was for not to exceed 3 years.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
all know that, you know, we can't have a contract for more than 3 years.
Yes, ma'am.
So, that contract is no longer because it's already expired.
No, ma'am. The council voted, and the council voted, I don't have that.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah, well, I got the documentation on it. The council actually voted to extend the contract. And that's where the numbers you're seeing, I just brought the numbers tonight, but I thought you all.
Yes, but I looked for that.
Yeah.
Before,
Yeah.
and I couldn't find it.
You have that summary sheet, yeah, excellent, let me see this. If you go back and you look at, look at the document dated 2/9/2016. No, I'm sorry, 2/14/2017. 2/14/2017. You'll see where, that's not, I was right, 2/9/2016. The document dated 2/9/2016. The White Trail contract was renewed for 1 year after the 3-year agreement. And then the splitting of the taxes at that time was designated as $1 for the Walker Johnson and $1 for the Brown. That minutes dated February 1916 on the business I-11, page 6.
I guess somebody would have to provide those documents.
I think we gave you all of that in that large packet of material that you
Did
received
anybody else see that?
on February. You got that last week, I believe, Councilman Young. On February the 14th of 2017, the council came back and did another extension of the contract for 2 years. They said, and that you can find that in the council minutes on February the 14th, 2017, under business item 10, Roman numeral 10, pages 4 and 5.
Right, it's just right there.
Sure.
the minutes from February the sixth, February 9th.
February 9th, 2016, item, business item 3, page 6, there is an extension of 1 year.
Business item 3.
This is item 3, page 6.
Business item.
Do you see it, Council? Okay. Thank you. And then in the meeting in February 14, 2017, there was a 2-year extension done. And that can be found in the minutes of February 14, 2017, business item 10 on 10, it's X, pages 4 and 5. It was in June 25th. If you look at June 25th of 2020, you look June 25th, 2020, which Wanda Maxwell addressed the council and requested to move forward with a vote for restoring the fees to Walker Johnson. The council voted to restore the lodging fee for 2 years with an annual reporting, half of the fee going to the Walker Johnson and then the other half going to the Edmondite. It's in that same contract where they actually adopts the terms and conditions of the person.
But it does, that contract does not mention the Brown spot,
Which one?
the one that you just said, it only mentions the Walker Johnson and the Evans.
That's right. There's a resolution prior to that that stipulates in that resolution, is resolution 143, 14, 15, that declares a 25% and it establishes, in fact, I have it in the documentation that I sent, that I gave you this evening. In fact, if you go to page, and you can see that. Second. Item number 2, this is in the second report, item number 2, approved resolution, declare that prior funds collected from an additional occupancy fee, that is the 25% of action 1, that's the item prior to that, that's collected and deposited, and then it goes on to say with any and all future collections from the additional occupancy fee until otherwise amended. So it actually includes this says that monies that we were putting in that fee, anything above the proportion that was designated for the YMCA was supposed to be set aside for the Brown. The vote that was the exception was when they designated it to the Edmondites, but that's the contract that we're in right now. But it doesn't change any of the monies that were done prior to that agreement. And that agreement, there is a provision. Let me see. I'll find it for you. This is
So does the city actually have ownership of the Brown Y?
no,
Because when I looked it up, it just says that.
no. The YMCA owns it, but in
So my question is, why is the group not going to the YMCA and approaching them about getting the building rather than coming to the council?
because the council already has an option. See, in the first contract, under It does it does several things in this first contract. The first thing, one of the things that it does is it restricts the use of the funds that were actually going to Walker Johnson. The money could only be used for debt service and capital improvement purposes. That's specifically stated in the contract, and none of the monies could go for salaries for employees, agents, consultants, etc. On the third page of this agreement, item 14, this is what it says. In further consideration, YMCA agrees that the former Claude Brown branch facility shall be conveyed to the city of Selma for $1 by statutory warranty deed upon the YMCA receiving written notice that a majority of city council members approved and voted for the conveyance of the property for the use by the city for youth and adult programs and activities. It's in the agreement.
Yeah, but did the council actually go back to do that?
No, that's what we're asking this council to do that. Hold on, I'm going to give you something else because I appreciate these questions. This gives us an opportunity to on the contract dated June 25th of 2020. This agreement, this is page 1, item 2, shall be conditional upon the YMCA being in full compliance with and satisfying all requirements of the separate contractual agreement entered into with the city for fiscal year October 1, 2016 through September 2017. That is the extension of the initial contract. This agreement that we have right now ties back to the original agreement that has the city with an option on the facility, and all that is required to receive it is a vote of the council. It's in the paper. I think the council did a great job. And in fact, I applaud Councilwoman Denver because she led the charge to get this to happen in many instances, yes, to make sure that the ground was not overlooked. Yes, to make sure that the ground was not overlooked. She led the charge to make sure that that money was being earmarked. So I'm asking for a favorable vote of the council. And here's the deal. I would not ask the council to accept a piece of property that brought us risk. And so prior to asking, I actually had a phase 1 environmental study done on the property. The only time there would be significant asbestos challenges is if we demolish the building. But as long as we're renovating, the only thing you're dealing with is some tile on the floor and the minor things that every historic preservationist deals with. This transaction makes sense because see, the only alternative we have is to tear the building down. And so I submit to council that as public servants, if we have a group of citizens who are saying to us, give us a chance to do this work, and if we're not successful in it, then tear it down. It just seems to be a reasonable request. Give them a chance. And if it doesn't work, if we can't pull ourselves together as a community and do this work, then it deserves to be torn down. And so that's why I asked the council for favorable vote on this. Give them a chance. Give us a chance to do this work.
I have several questions.
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Councilman.
When did the brown lines?
2009, thereabouts. I talked to some folks that were affiliated at that time. It was around 2009, 2010. One thing I know, it was after I left office. I left office in 2008. And so it was after I left office, about a year or so after. For the same reason the one we got might close, financial challenges. You know, there were some financial challenges, and here's the thing. Here's the thing, and this is a part of our history, and these are good questions, Councilman. The Brown YMCA was constructed by local Black contractors. And one of those contractors, Reese is still alive and stands on his work even today. And the reason that it was constructed is because we were trying to sustain segregation in our community. Let's just keep it real. We needed 2 buildings. And so it was constructed for the African American community. And the consequence of that is that it saved a lot of people's lives, literally. And there is a passion about this that is hard to put a dollar sign on. And the people who are interested in doing this, these are not fly-by-night shoddy folks. These are folks with capacity in our community that I actually believe they can pull this off. If we help them, they can pull this off. The city right now, based on the numbers I showed you, we should have over $300,000 right now in an account held for the Brown YMCA restoration. But the council did go into that account and get money out of it for general fund transactions. I think we need to put it back. I think the Brown has never had a chance. Even when we had philanthropists to come in and invest in our YMCA infrastructure, the Brown got shafted. The Brown was supposed to have been getting 50-50 from the beginning, and it got 25%, and the other Y got 75%. The Brown Y has always been the underdog. I'm asking you, council.
I have a few more questions. The vast majority of the funds to pull this project off, my understanding, are grant revenues. Is that right? There'll be grant.
That would be a significant portion of it. Yes, sir.
Okay, so are grants awarded on the merit of the property or the merit of the owner of the property?
It's a combination. The merit of the property, the merit of the owner, and also the historic significance. You know, you had Jackie Robinson at the groundbreaking, at the opening ribbon cutting. This is not a minor thing. This is something that, once renovated, can become a major part of our tourism industry. And we tout that to be a major portion of our economic engine.
And we do that, and I understand the whole food aspect.
Yes,
I'm gonna say that. So
I got you.
I don't know. I guess what is hard for me to get my head around is if we can get the property registered as a historic property. I am not sold that the property needs to be conveyed to the city at this point in time before the grants are secured.
Well, here's the thing. It would be better for grantors if the city or the housing authority, because Mr. Randolph is considering serving as a fiscal agent to help with that process. Because it really is a ground up effort by this community group. And listen, guys, I really think we really need to do.
Okay, I understand, and I've got a couple more.
But before you ask that question, let me just throw this nugget out. I want y'all to think. I don't have the numbers. But I would bet you a dime to a Dunkin' Donut that we spent hundreds of thousands, if not millions, on the Von Smith building. I do the same, I make the same bet with you on Sterling Hall. I make the same bet with you on the Old Depot Museum. We don't know. Why is it that it's so hard to wrap our minds around saving a property that is significant, truly significant to the east side of town?
But I do know, based on past experience, as does my family, who has been very involved with this society. You can name a physical agent. You can form a partnership and you can name a physical agent to go after these kind of things, and you don't have to convey ownership from one party to another. There are ways to make this thing work other than just transferring ownership from the YMCA to the city.
You don't see where the city will be doing the YMCA a favor and doing the community a favor by doing it. Because see, the YMCA now is sitting with the grist and the brown on their books. That's not helping them.
They don't need either one of them.
They don't need either one. But here's the thing. We can actually do everybody can win with this. Literally. I don't, you know, if it doesn't work, then let's knock it down. But give the community a chance. That's all I'm asking for.
I got you. I got you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have to finish your remarks. All right, I know there's some other council members that have their hands up for questions. We've already spent close to 45 minutes on this one issue, and I think we still have several others that need to be taken care of. So council, at this point, I'm going to ask that you remember, ask a question, I'll make a comment, ask a question. Mayor, please respond as briefly as possible. Thank you. So then we can take a vote. We're going to take a vote. So let's go to Councilwoman James and anyone else, any other council members want to speak, ask questions.
I'm not going to speak, but I want, President, if you allow me, the Y sits there in front of business and in front of the building.
I do want to take note that if we do that, a precedent will be established. I'm just saying, and from now on, if other people want to recognize somebody else, we'll have to start doing it. The way thank you. The way we've currently been conducting this is just council members and those that are listed on the agenda.
I'll speak, I'll take that. You know, we can debate this for now until next year. We can debate it. If you hit something, if it don't work, you do the next step. We all have agreed, if you cannot raise the money, they can't do it. Do whatever you gotta do with it, tear it down. But before you make that decision, you got millions of people that's dying to help with this project. You got people willing to put their money out for this project. And if I'm allowed, I would speak for personal. The YMCA did a lot for me growing up as a child. And if I had the person and everybody know me, I can fundraise money real fast. And if I had to help, I would help fundraise because I would love to see it come back. I would love to see, yes, we have other agencies that help, but if you're a city, everybody put together, that project is gonna help the next project. We all can work together. It's enough citizens in Selma to go to a whole lot of places. got a place on this corner, we got a place on that corner. If we all work together, we all can see our citizens enjoy what Selma has to offer. And we don't have to keep debating this issue on and on and on. The citizens along with us need extra places to go. Because we got people going to Prattville, we got people going here just to do some other things. We just bring things back here and stuff. I have no problem with what else, but if they cannot raise the money, I have no problem voting the other way. None whatsoever. That means we tried, but we didn't give. But give us a try. I'm saying us, because I'm not ashamed and I'm not scared that I'm funding this project, because it's me. The Brown YMCA is me. My whole family raised up at the Brown YMCA. And yes, it's personal to me. And I stand on my grounds when it's personal.
Any other council members like to speak? Okay, good, Councilman Randolph.
I too, came to the ground line, very nice. And I came back from the military. Fulfilling back all of that. So, I hope that, you really do what's best. The other line, go back to Selma. All young kids say, "What walks and that was." I truly believe that. That's our young boys. Although we do young boys, but they don't have that to do. I don't mind. But we need to, we're working with them. These feelings out of, these feelings, I promise you. You get in the flesh. Leave all this on. I look forward to young men, young girls, learn how to swim again, you know. Let's take pride in it.
Thank you. Last,
I do have a question.
no, okay, let's go to Councilman Harvey. I'm sorry, I think I saw Councilwoman Thomas hand up first, then Councilman Jefferson, then Councilman Harvey, and then we're going to take some action. Go ahead, Councilwoman Thomas.
I think this is something that we need to learn. I understand what everybody is saying on this campus. I understand everybody's background for the ground wire. First of all, the city does not own the ground wire. Second of all, we are talking like we don't have anywhere else for our kids to go. There's a center right across the street from the brown wire where our kids can attend, free of charge. The Everlight feeds people every day. They're doing so much in the community every day. We're acting like they're not doing anything at all. So for us to sit up here and say that our kids does not have anywhere to spend their swimming pool, their basketball. I mean, there's activities, they just gave us council of things that they're doing all the time. So it's not like we don't have anything to do.
Okay.
I would like to respond to.
Wait, in all respect, Mayor, you spoke at Hamilton probably about 30 minutes.
Absolutely.
And so if it's respond, would you make it brief?
I'll make
Okay.
I would like to just say to the councilwoman that first off, I've never said anything disparaging about the Edmondites Bullock Center. I've always applauded their work. I celebrate what they're doing, but I also recognize that the needs in our community are so vast. One facility is not going to be able to do it. I recognize that. The only thing that I would also encourage you to look at the building functions that they are advocating to do. These are different. These are additional services that this body is looking at. They're looking at this from from a 30,000-foot high. Let's build the capacity of our nonprofits. Let's have a publicly owned facility where we can do this. This is a different kind of model.
Thank you.
Say
Okay.
what you want to say, and I did.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's go to Councilman Jennison, and then I think the last comment comes from Councilman Harvey. I think he's the last one. Councilman Jennison.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say, since the Brown Wise in Ward 6, and I'm representing Ward 6, Brown Wise people here, always been here. And we got a chance to, an opportunity to restore beauty back in Ward 6. We need to take this chance on doing it. It's not nothing but a Ward 6, but our citizens in Selma and Dallas County. When you pass by that building, it's a sore out right now, but people want to do what they can for the building and do it right and get it back into good use. We need to step forward and put our foot forward and help these people and help the city of Selma stand up and do the right thing for the building. If anything else, we can never have enough for our kids to come play, elderly people to come sit around and enjoy it and socialize. That's probably what these kids need now. They need more socialization in their life, based on the fact that I'm feeling a little emotional right now. Based on the fact that we sit around these houses and sit up in these buildings and we don't have nothing to do for us being outside the house. We need these kids to socialize with each other more, to create a friendship bond. Maybe put these guns down and start acting like real men instead of and come to the plate and say, hey, I can do something to help these elderly people in these communities sometimes and also into their YMCA if we let it get to the point that we need to get to. Because it's a beautiful building. Mr. Reese laid a strong foundation. And we need to orchestrate it and get it better so the people can enjoy it to the full use.
Thank you, Councilman. Last comment, Councilman.
Yeah, one small question. You go ahead, Mr. You go ahead.
That's the question. Yes, sir.
When I first got off, when I first came, I got off for a while. And we had a lot of volunteers go in there to clean it out because all that insulation was all over the floor. So that was over walking and everything. But the board and the attorney would not allow us to go in. We begged, we said we would put an insulation on my head, whatever it takes to go in there and start cleaning the wild. Will there be a problem now? Because I know in 2013, when I was working on that, they wouldn't allow me and none of the other teams that we had to go to start cleaning the wild.
One of the main players on this team is environmental chemist who's already looked at all of the details associated with that and is prepared to make sure that people who are doing this work okay. We understand what the environmental constraints are.
She's on the wow, she's on
Okay.
She's on, in fact, she's on Zoom, not in the head. Yeah, thank
All right, Councilman Harvey, and then we need to take action. Go ahead.
I know we need two different types of grants. We need funding to have the building restored. Then we need the funding to operate it on a yearly basis, day-to-day basis, I guess we would say. So, there's different grants. How long do you think that it would take before we knew whether we could secure those grants?
I think in the resolution that is before you, it's speaking of a 24-month level of effort to come back and revisit. Yes, within 24 months, it's looking at a 24-month level of effort to come back and revisit this. That would give, I think, everyone sufficient time to make some determination.
All right, with that said, council, we have a resolution in front of us. All right, we have a resolution in front of us, R196-21/22. No, that's not it.
Within that package, you got this.
It's in that package. Okay, thank you. All right, we have a resolution concerning citizen Selma restoration for Brown facility presented to Selma City Council. At this time, is there a motion regarding? All right, is there a second? All right, please allow the minutes to reflect that it was moved by Councilman Johnson and properly seconded by Councilman Jemison to approve the resolution as stated by President concerning citizen Selma's restoration of the Brown facility. Are we ready for questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young,
As noted, I'm not commenting on this matter, as I will abstain from voting on this resolution. I am a former member of the YMCA Board of Directors. I serve as vice chairman of the Board of Directors. I'm continuing as a member of, I'm a current member of the YMCA. And I also help with fundraising, so based on that, I abstain.
Councilman Harville,
I am in favor of exploring options to revive Ryan YMCA. I just think that
Councilwoman Christie Thomas.
At this time, I'm gonna say, no, the Brown YMCA is not owned by the city. Second, I don't feel comfortable putting the city, in such liability of the Brown YMCA, for the Brown YMCA. It is not owned by us, and I think that third, if the group should approach the YMCA board and ask them for
Councilman Carmichael,
I cannot vote to city in such a situation where we got such a liability on our hands. We've got enough liabilities on our hands as it is. If we could put all the money we're gonna put into this ground, YMCA in our streets, that I would applaud that. But I can't fathom taking on more buildings that are in such terrible shape when we can't even keep the buildings that we got. I just can't do that. So my vote is no.
Councilwoman Jane,
Yes.
Councilman Randolph,
Yes.
Councilman Jemison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Janie Thomas,
No.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
I have a question. Councilman Harville, you said I asked, what was that? Was that an abstention or a vote?
Yeah, it was a pass, but,
Was it an abstention?
no, I'll vote no.
Madam Clerk, will you please read back the results of said vote?
Yes, sir. We have 4 affirmative, 4 nay votes, and 1 abstention.
Failure to receive a majority of the vote at this time on the resolution. All right. Yes, sir.
That would mean that we have 5 yes votes. Change this vote to yes.
Yes. It's still failed.
You change it. No, he
He's
voted.
changing to no. He's changing to no, Council.
Right. Okay. It's 5 no votes, so the motion, the resolution failed. Yeah, it's still failed. All right, thank you. All right. Maybe please proceed with our next item.
To the citizens of Selma Tribe. I did not receive the consent agenda until around 5:30, so I really was not able to go through the take all.
For the first item there, that was on consent, and it was approved.
And the second item is case.
Well, I did place it on consent, and the reason I didn't place it on there was I know that there were several council members that have asked for a list of vehicle inventory.
We have that information available.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have that information available.
And so that was, I was waiting until we had a chance to see that list and then, vote. So, okay, we have a chance to get that to all council members, and we'll place that, on the, work session, at the next meeting, and hopefully get on this.
But we probably won't get it now because there's some. So, and we're not gonna probably find them for a long time.
Okay, council, what's your suggestion regarding, the bucket truck purchase order? The reason I didn't place on the consent was that we've been asking for the, inventory list, and the mayor says it's now available, but, you heard what he said, so what is the pleasure of this body?
I like to go ahead.
All right, see, Councilwoman Thomas, see your hand up.
This one you told us about, but that's the dump truck, but.
The bucket truck. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President, it's in the record, I like to use this on the record. I know that public work needs stuff, but the council asked for a record on all the things that we keep purchasing. And this been, this been a minute that I asked, and even the president asked to come back. But we haven't gotten, it's not fair that the legislative branch, they keep voting, that's stuff that we need to look at. All of the vehicles or whatever we purchase, is every council needs to purchase a truck, is a vehicle. We need to know where we at with all of these vehicles that we purchase. And my recommendation is move on for our next work session. Mr. President, I think
All right, thank you. Do you know this? Councilman Carmichael.
This is, part of the reason this was supposed to not have project until 2023, is that right? Have y'all analyzed what that looks like in 2023 prior to doing this? Because I know we were pretty high on equipment leases, equipment leases.
We started, we didn't have it, to be honest, and I appreciate the council, the fact that you actually gone through and approved, items that we actually, need to try to get this work done. I think it would be safe to say that you see the improvements we absolutely done, but this bucket truck, we can't fix the light, the signal lights and some of the stuff that we need. The bucket truck is what we got, so
I'm worried because I recall the last budget that we're still working out, and how tight it was, and we're adding more equipment to it, before we started our budget cycle and started reviewing the 2023 budget. It worried me, how tight we were in this one. No, we got the ARPA funds, that helped out a lot, but these ARPA funds are only going back a couple of years, and for some reason in my mind, I haven't had time to review it. I would like to have some type of sheet that shows what we're looking at, term wise, length of contracts and leases and equipment, which again, we continually ask for. I just want, before I vote on this, I feel like we need more information.
Okay.
And I know it's a hurry, we gotta have it down, it's always, we gotta vote it down, but at some point, we've got to start looking at things well ahead of time, and looking at our numbers, and being a little bit smarter, and have a little bit more knowledge about where we're going.
Okay. Councilman Thomas, is on your hand up.
Councilman, I hear you, but I have one question to put before the library council. Our American Rescue Fund, Mr. Hick, are you one of this, it's not a lease, is it?
Yes, it is a lease.
Okay, but can I make a recommendation? How much is it?
The truck itself is $156,715. Yes, ma'am.
Where's I want to make a recommendation. That I want to put a recommendation to go to the body council. And our chairperson, with finance is the whole committee, but if we use our American Rescue Fund, still a lease. Mr. Javier, I have a question to ask you. If we use our American Rescue Fund to purchase this truck and still leasing it, wouldn't that be better?
Yes, and this is what we used it for. For bucket truck. For bucket truck. And what all would we use it for? I think that's what your driving factor, I think, is what you're gonna use.
The truck could be used for numerous of things. If there's a natural disaster here, we can take the truck and go around and cut trees, limbs, you can, it's a multi-task truck.
I would think it would personally.
I would say that we'd have to tie it to either the drainage fee, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, how would you say?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's ways to do it. That's not me. I don't, but I'm not the program.
Okay, council, so that we can, everyone's been extremely doubtful. Mayor has indicated that we will have the list, by tomorrow. And Ms. Jakes has also indicated that if we don't move on this particular truck, that due to supply chain issues and availability of these type of trucks, we may miss out and have to wait another year or two. Because we all know it's very difficult to get cars, other items. So, since we're going to get the vehicle list, inventory list on tomorrow, I think that due to the urgency of the nation and the need, that we should go ahead and move. However, if we do not receive the inventory list, then my vote from henceforth will be no until we get the vehicle list on any additional vehicles that are followed. If we don't get the vehicle list before next meeting, when everyone comes up, I will vote no. That's my motion.
It's already ready.
Great. Any other council members have anything else to say?
Yeah.
Councilman Johnson.
Fair about that. Now, they brought up our purchase. Do you think we're going to lease it that way out to you? Or do you think we're going to purchase? We go buy home.
To cash flow over time, and the maintenance issues of it, it's best to lease it over time.
Right.
It's tempting to go ahead and pay cash flow with the ARP money, but you're still gonna have to have a maintenance agreement, and you gotta maintain the sales. And at the end of the deal, you own the truck, you don't know that's like, so that's why we have been able to do the leases, because it's easy to cash flow over time.
All right. Council, we have before us a purchase order with vendor Ingram Equipment Company, Selma, Alabama, in the amount of $156,715 for the purchase of a bucket truck with funds to be taken from our fiscal year 2023 budget. At this time, is there a motion to approve said purchase? Yes, sir. Oh, you did? Okay. Okay, well, is the second? Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Johnson, properly second, for approval of the purchase order in the amount of $150,715. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young,
My vote will be an affirmative, and as I stated, I'll waive the vehicle inventory list. Otherwise, in the future, my vote will come in.
Councilman Harville, Councilwoman Christie Thomas, Councilman Carmichael,
No, that's not, I'm moving that to the word, it's that's the way access is. Say recently, President York, but I'm at this point, I'm not.
Councilwoman James,
Yes, and waiting on input.
Councilman Randolph,
Yes.
Councilman Jemison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Janie Thomas,
Yes, that budget truck we needed to fix them lights. Almost, cause I'm the boy self, yeah. The budget truck, fix the light. Yes, put it on the record.
thank you. Councilman Johnson,
Yes.
Okay. Madam Clerk, can you read that results and said,
we have 7 affirmative and 1 no.
all right, motion passes. All right, the next item, was the purchase of trucks.
Yeah, item 3 and 4, this is request of these items, this is for, public works and for the landfill, to get some vehicles that's needed there, but he wants to use the rest of the, surplus sale money for this transaction, that's the source of funds. You know, he sold all that equipment, he had all that stuff together, and so he had some money, so he wants to use it about money. Coming out of
What's in top?
what you tell me. Yeah, these are purchases. Then he said, it's not coming out of them, it's coming out of our money. Yeah, that's, yeah, portion that we are asking for.
Hey, man, let me get some clarity on this. On this one, we'll need to vote to approve the, adjustment to the line. Is that the, where it has up here from, make that transfer to account number 1617? Okay, so we need to approve that.
And then the resolution.
If you only put the resolution, okay, just want to be clear. All right, council, Ms. Hicks has presented to us, the recommendation for the purchase of 4 trucks, it looks like. And first, we need to vote on the request to adjust the budget line item, to transfer funds, to account number 16017 51055.2 in the amount of $151,760. Is there a motion to approve said budget transfer? Is there a second? Please allow the minutes to reflect that it's moved by Councilman Johnson and properly seconded by Councilman Jemison to approve the budget transfer as stated by the chair. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young,
Yes.
Councilman Hargrave,
I asked, I'm sorry.
Councilwoman Thomas Christie,
Yes.
Councilman Carmichael,
Yes.
Councilwoman James,
Yes.
Councilman Randolph,
Yes.
Councilman Jemison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Janie Thomas,
There's 4 more people to sit here for public works in the city,
2 for public works and 2 for land.
2 finance people. Okay, yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Council, for your votes. Now, the next item we will need to vote on will be resolution R192-21/22, a resolution to purchase vehicles for the cemetery department of the city of Selma, with funding to be taken from account number 1.6017.51055.2, with a purchase amount of $125,388. Is there a motion to approve said resolution?
Council, that's President Rice. The vote you just took was item 3, resolution 190.
We did the budget line item.
Yes, and then the resolution.
Is the next one the rest? They got the resolution I got is 192.
192.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
192 is part of item 5.
It's on over there. I'm missing item number 5. Is there another resolution attached? How much is that?
190.
190.
Yes, and 189. Landfill and 140.
Mayor, I don't have. Can someone help me there? Please. Oh, yeah, I didn't have it. Okay. This is the one that I was just talking about. I thought it was. Okay. All right, so for the
Item 3 and 4.
okay, so we need to approve both of these resolutions. All right, let me go back. Thank you, Mayor. I didn't have these in my possession. All right, I have moved on to those 4 trucks. However, we do have a separate resolution, resolution 189-21/22. And this is a resolution to purchase the vehicles for the Public Works Department of the city of Selma. It states, whereas 2017 Dodge Ram trucks, one at $17,000 and the other at $19,200 has been identified as available for purchase. And if approved, the total purchase price for both is $36,200. This is to be taken from fund account 01.6200.51055.2. Now, those are 2 trucks for public works. Is there a motion to approve resolution R 189?
Mr. President, before we take a vote.
Yes, ma'am.
What is that, what account that is coming out of, is it coming out of this line item account or?
According to the purchase order, it is taken out of account number 510-5.2. And the budgeted amount there is $147,215. So this would not break that budget. And I'm going to assume that is a public works line item budget. Oh, that's coming from American Rescue Plan. That's coming from American Rescue.
That's what I asked you.
Which we discussed. Okay. So with that said, is there a motion to approve resolution R 189? Second, is there a second? Is there a second? Okay. So moving properly second, moved by Councilman Johnson, properly seconded by Councilman Carmine to approve resolution R 189. Oh, y'all sound like Councilman Jemison, R 189-21/22. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young,
My vote is yes, and I still await the inventory list. Until then, my votes will be negative. But yes, for this.
Councilman Harville,
I'm gonna pass.
Councilman Thomas, Richard,
Yes.
Councilman Carmichael,
Yes.
Councilwoman James,
Yes.
Councilman Randolph,
Yes.
Councilman Jemison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jamie Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, now the next resolution, Mayor, is the 190, you're talking resolution 190, correct?
Yeah, 190, yes, 190 is also for trucks.
Okay.
Surplus, property.
And that resolution reads, that was for 2 trucks at one time. So here, we're going to discuss the other 2 trucks.
That's correct.
All right, and so he talked about 4, and so 2 for the other resolution.
The landfill and 2 for.
But we agreed to the American Rescue for one.
All of them are part of the resolution. Yes, ma'am. Well, it's really, and let me get some clarity on this. It's really no longer American Rescue Plan funds because we voted to make it unrestricted. Am I correct in that? Yeah, it was American Rescue Plan, but now it's unrestricted. Okay, thank you. So at this time, council, we have before us resolution R 190-21/22. And this is a resolution to purchase vehicles for the inner landfill department of the city of Selma. Whereas one 2014 Blue Dodge 1500 crew cab, 4-wheel drive, valued at $24,000, and one 2007 Trailblazer, valued at $2,875, have been identified. The purchase of the above referenced vehicles are approved for purchase with a total purchase of $26,875 from fund account number 01.6303.51055.2. And they say these funds are taken from the former American Rescue Plan funds, which are now unrestricted. Is there a vote in favor of said resolution? Is there a second? Please allow the minutes to reflect that it was moved by Councilman Councilman Johnson, and properly seconded by Councilman Randolph to approve resolution R190-21/22. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young,
My vote is yes.
Councilman Harville,
Pass.
Councilwoman Christie Thomas, Councilman Carmichael,
Yes.
Councilwoman James,
Yes.
Councilman Randolph, Councilman Jemison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Janie Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
All right, thank the council for your votes, and then you proceed to next.
Item 5, the cemetery. I believe that item was on the consent agenda. Item 5, item 6, the retaining wall. Outside the bank, bid results, this is item 6. On the near, where are you going? Is that on? Meredith on? The council have any questions about that item, this item first? Oh, you want to ask a question about the cemetery? Yes. Ma'am.
I just want to know, on this weekend, and I know that you all take care of all the cemetery. On this weekend, the cemetery, what happened to that cemetery this weekend? We had so many, families out there, they was gonna claim it. Nobody did no cleanup out there. They said it did, but it was a mess. And I said I was gonna bring it up because I got a family out there, I was like, you have to almost sell, right? And it was awesome, for the Mother's Day weekend. And work, I saw a couple workers, they said they did, clean that area, but it was not clean, that cemetery was not clean. And I would not sit here and say it was, it was. Harrison. We had.
You want to speak to your service schedule? And Harrison, good morning.
Not sure which one, I mean, clean, but, Harrison Cemetery has been cut, but it rained, the grass started to grow again. It was a new live oak, old live oak rather, and Lincoln Cemetery did those cleaned up. But what you probably have seen, the cemetery on Mother's Day, families come out there and they do their own little cleaning, and they put trash on the side of the road. They cut grass, they do all kinds of stuff.
That's not what I'm referring to, the whole cemetery. I mean, it did not rain, it might rain one day, but you're looking at, when you take a weed eater, when you take a weed eater, you're gonna see that being cut whether it's raining or not. I mean, yeah, you have families out there putting things on the side or whatever, but the whole entire cemetery need to be cleaned. Because just as well as we clean other cemeteries, that cemetery is important to our families as well. I was out there, and I'm not saying with nobody else, I saw it for myself. And I
I'm not
said,
sure what you suggested. Cleaning house?
It wasn't, it needed to be weeded, it had bushes up, it needs to be clean. It needs to be clean. Just like we do all the other cemeteries, we need to do that as well.
Sure, it's scheduled to be cut and clean, next week.
And I'm not saying you all didn't go out there, I'm just observing what I saw on that.
It's scheduled to be cut and clean next week.
Thank you.
I had left.
Now, all 11, they kind of like go, so many go to this cemetery, so many go to that one, they broke down.
We had just built a team, and we have 3 that their main objective is to open and close grade. And the other crew do the cut. And what you're dealing with, had built a team, so we had to teach them how to cut these cemeteries. So I had to put them with someone that had been there for a while. So we all go to the same cemetery. Now, I just came in here, what, the other week to get to 0 times. So we had been operating with 1 0 time until a couple of weeks ago. That contributes to us being behind schedule for cleaning up the cemeteries like she
Employees and just hard to get employees.
We have room for 2 more, according to what is budgeted. So I need to.
And I asked her about splitting. So many areas. I had some different.
It's 4, 5, 3. All right. Any other questions for? Yes, go ahead, Councilman.
I'd just like to say that I have had many confidence on how good the cemetery look recently, and I'm beginning to say something, so I appreciate it. You got 11 out of 13, that's pretty good rate compared to what I know. I think you're doing a pretty good job. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Wells, and to all the employees of LA Group. It's cemetery. All right, what's the next item, Mayor? Is that the one with the paper wall? See, because I got a lot of discussions.
Yeah, the retaining wall. That was the next step, the PNC project.
Yes.
That's item 6. It's in there, the bid specifications are there. Mary is here to answer any questions that you may have.
Are there any questions? And the bid results and the bid tabulation sheet were included in the report. For the one we had for the work session, it was item number 4. And you can see that the low bid was CRL Lovelady Construction. And that low bid was in the amount of $227,000. And that's for the retaining wall at the alley beside PNC. Anything else needs to be added that I'm missing? This is over there by PNC Bank. We downtown. Yes, ma'am.
So it's 200.
Yeah, we got 2 bids. There were only 2 submitted. And the 2 bids we got were from CRL Lovelady Construction LLC. And we got the other one from McDonald Construction Company. And the CRL was the lower bid, $227,000, which is the recommendation, I'm understanding. And then the other bid was for McDonald Construction Company, and that was $313,771. So that is what's being presented to us tonight, the recommendation coming from our engineer to accept the bid amount of $227,000 for CRL Lovely Construction LLC. Any questions regarding that? And can one refresh my memory, where is the funding coming for this one? What's our funding source for this? This one? I know we created one, I just can't remember. It's not very much, just coming out of general.
I think, I believe so, I'm not afraid of it yet. So like I said, there's no grant, there's no loan funding,
I know we talked about it, they voted on something previously regarding this, this is not the first time, we voted to do this. So with that stated, is there a motion?
And Meredith, this is the retaining wall has to extend below grade.
yes,
To
that's,
keep it from caving in on not P and C, but the other building.
yes, it's
On the
already
other side.
caved in, it's a whole retaining wall, and it's already caved in, so we're just gonna go back and fix it.
Okay. All right, is there a motion to approve the floor needs amount of $27,000 for CRL Lovely Construction LLC?
So move, Mr. President.
Is there a second? Please allow me to reflect it was moved by Councilman Johnson, properly seconded by Councilman Harville to approve the low bid $27,000 CRL Lovely Construction LLC. So we get to the motion, okay? Are we ready for the question? All right, roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young.
Yes.
Councilman Harvey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Christie Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Carmichael.
Abstain, because we're not a personal financial aid.
Councilwoman James.
Yes.
Councilman Randolph.
Yes.
Councilman Jimmison.
Yes.
Councilwoman Janie Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Council, for your votes. For that, and I think Mr. Councilman James had a question for me.
Yes, I just want to know, I think Mr. Hicks knows about it, and we're gonna put some cones around it. It's on the corner of Franklin and Sixth Avenue. And I'm just afraid that the students, as we think about Selma High, it's actually a big hole. They have really, I'm afraid that it might get deeper.
It's a cave.
Yeah, it's a serious case, and those kids are walking, and I just want to know.
Yes, ma'am, we were notified of that cave in on yesterday. Sent a crew out there to investigate it, to see what was going on. We tried packing it to see was it actually a cave in to what the extent it was. And we noticed this morning that it had shifted a little bit. So my intent was today to get the engineers out there, because what I was told is that line is really deep. And we're not sure whether it's a water line or sewage line. So once we determine which one it is and we find out, then we'll go down on it and with the recommendation of the engineers, because if this is built 6 feet, we're gonna have to contract that out, because public works cannot go down without having a trench box. So that's where we are right there. We already, we do have a cone off and we do have a tape around it. But a lot of times here in Selma, that don't mean anything. Y'all run over everything, tell stuff, don't get it, that's what you're doing. So, but.
I'm just looking at those kids safety, because they driving and.
Well, the city is covered as far as what we're supposed to do. We have it blocked off, we have it surrounded, and we have it taped. And as soon as we can figure out with engineers what we gotta do, we'll go there. Now, when you get ready to come back, you get some money to do it with. That's what we are.
Okay, all right. You have a question? Councilwoman?
Yes, well, ma'am.
Mayor, I'm sorry, one more question.
Oh, my concern is, ma'am, I'm gonna ask you this.
Oh, Mayor.
Yeah, please.
I'm not extending the amount of court.
Okay, I think while she gets the citizens to hear this.
Yes.
You came and pulled this concrete, but the citizens is mad. So I'm asking you, because you are the engineer. What is the problem? Y'all pulled that concrete in the curb all over everywhere in our area. And then all of a sudden y'all came back and broke up every piece and took it all the way. And we back at this one again. So what's the problem? It wasn't done right the first time?
It was not, we didn't specify for it to be 2.5 inches wide, 2.5 feet wide, I'm sorry. The contractor reported it 2 feet wide. They admitted their mistake, so we made them tear it all out to make sure that you're getting what you paid for.
Okay, whatever, the people was all upset, so they said, you know, I broke all the time. And I came to look at some, what's going on? Right, this end.
They're supposed to be pouring concrete one day this week.
Okay,
They're
thank you.
gonna put it back one day this week.
All right, thank you.
I've read everybody. Construction projects.
Well, the elevator work,
I've been reading everybody.
I think the next one,
Item 8, I believe, is the next item. 7, I think, was on the consent agenda, I believe.
which one?
Number 7, resolution correction, resolution 199. Was that?
We voted on that consent, yes, sir.
The Alabama Trust Fund budget proposal, Ms. Smith, that's your item. You want to speak to that? There's one option that you might be able to.
Council, I left this one off because I knew we had a lot of discussion on it, and that's why I didn't place it on the consent. But this is in the work session mayor's report, it was item number 6. And this was concerning City of Selma, Alabama Trust Fund. And Ms. Terry, can you explain that again, so that everyone can know what's going on?
Okay, in previous work sessions and council meetings, that you got the 3 options. You weren't favorable of any of those 3 options. Then Councilman Carmichael asked about the carryover from previous years. So I did a little research, found the carryover from the previous years. Added that to what your allocation was for 2022. And this is the budget that I came up with.
So the option is to split all of these funds to the mayor and all the council president, based off of the totals that you have.
Right.
So the recommendation that the treasurer presented to us is to split all of these funds based off of the totals indicated on the sheet that she is providing. And so, I'm sorry, Councilman Thomas, I don't understand what you said.
They're doing just one about to split.
I don't know,
One left to split.
Yeah, one about one.
or another.
No, the last one, 2021.
The 2021 is on here.
Okay, with the 2022, the 161.
Okay, for 2022, you received a total of $161,086.36. For 2021, you received $212,637.82, and that is included in this spreadsheet here.
Yeah, but we have to split it, the 100. Yeah,
166,
we haven't divided it.
and that's what she suggested that we do. That's what's on the paper. Can you give me the total for the 2021? Because it's not on the bottom of it.
But for 2021, your allocation received from the state was $212,637.82.
637.82.
If you look a little slightly down to the bottom,
Okay.
you see that total?
But I wrote it down, I'm good. And then for 2020, what was the allocation was $202,065.50
Right.
for 2020.
Which is included in that column, that's the carryover column.
So basically what we have before us, council, are splitting the allocations for 2020. That allocation amount $202,065.50. For 2021, an allocation of $212,637.82. And then for 2022, an allocation of $166,086.36 to be split to the council members. It's based off of the spreadsheet.
And we see what she split it up at now. Got 9 for each board. It's 16,000 the last one, 16,608.64.
Yes, ma'am. She's got it written down, what each person is getting.
But we voted to do.
That's what we're going to vote on.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yes,
trying to say.
that's what we're trying to vote on now. Go ahead, Councilman Carlisle.
If I remember correctly from last year, we'll need a resolution to split this up. That's what we did in the 2021. Attorney Madison, you recall that? Yeah, we had a resolution to split it up 2 ways, and we'll probably do something else.
All right. Very simple. Okay. And Mayor, I think the next one that wasn't on consent was the change in expense account, Mr. Kennedy.
I was coming to present, do you have any questions, in reference to the reason why I wasn't on the consent agenda that I need to clarify?
Any questions? I know that they're dealing with technology, I don't know. That's why I didn't press on consent. See if anybody has any questions concerning the recommendation for the authorization of change.
What is the contract? What is the service?
Yes,
Scope of work.
the scope of work that was submitted with you guys, it was, you approved that back on. Correct. The thing, let me clarify what was going on. During that time, we had the company Black Belt Technologies was awarded a revitalization for the wireless broadband for the city of Selma. There was still funds unused for that grant that was allocated to Black Belt Technologies. When I presented the scope of work of this previous contract of work, I had it coming out of an expense account for my professional service account. So what I wanted to do is, so we can still say that since those funds were already allocated and the scope of work coincided with the current, that grant, I wanted to use that grant fund instead of using professional services account. So that's why I wanted to do an expense account transfer.
So you just want to transfer the funds, we don't need to rescind it back and that.
Correct. As long as you agree to, I can transfer those funds from this expense account into the professional service account. It'll still make my professional service account whole.
All right, does someone have a motion?
Second.
Okay, we've heard the recommendation coming from Mr. Henderson, which will be reflected in the minutes accurately. Is there a move by Councilman Johnson and probably seconded by Councilman Carmichael to approve said recommendation coming from the IT director? Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young?
Yes.
Councilman Harville?
Yes.
Councilwoman Christie Thomas? Councilman Carmichael?
Yes.
Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Randolph?
Yes.
Councilman Jemison?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jamie Thomas?
I was out. What did you say?
Just to move an expense account over from a previous budget grant. So I want to use those funds to set a professional service account.
The vote is,
Yeah.
okay.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
Thank you, Council.
All right, and Mayor, I think from the mayor's report, I think that was the majority of, I think you had another item there on the day.
Yes, there's actually, this is something that came up in the work session. And it was a discussion between the city attorney and Councilwoman Jamie Thomas and Councilwoman Christie Thomas. And in that discussion, it had to do with the waiver of fees, if you recall. And there was some discussion about who made the recommendation about the 2-month delay or advance notice on that. And we were able to go to the minutes, March 2nd of 2022, in item number 3, page 2. And actually, Councilwoman Jamie Thomas was the one who made the recommendation. According to the minutes, it says Councilwoman Thomas Jamie stated, I would like for our attorney to draft an ordinance for requests such as these for waivers to be timed ahead of time, and at least 2 months in advance of the time needed. And President Young said, I think this is an excellent idea. And in the conversation on the work session this past Thursday, Councilwoman Christie Thomas said, I think we need to just stop doing waivers, period. And so having a sidebar with her, I told her I agree with her, because every time we talk about needing to do projects, council talks about wanting to not spend money on certain things, like buy ticket prints on the YMCA building, but we waive revenue, and we waive revenue fees. And so what is happening is a resolution 174, 2122 has been drafted for council's consideration in support of that conversation.
Okay.
I just, council can look at it for review or whatever, but this came out of that discussion, and because of the direction of the discussion, we went ahead and prepared it, the council.
And I did say it.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
because I think what was missed was, the notes that came from the administration.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, yeah, because this actually says, President Young said, I think it's an administrative committee meeting scheduled for tomorrow. So we can take this even further and ask our city attorney to draft the appropriate ordinance for it. So it references the administrative committee meeting that was going to follow that.
Okay. Well, we had a work session, and I believe, although there was some minor discussion, we haven't had fully discussed as it should be. And we also are going to keep in mind that we've had at least 2 entities that have come before us to request a waiver. So I would like consideration for them since they've already made their request. And so I think that, thank you for preparing the resolution, and I think we can take it up again for further discussion at the next work session. And thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Go ahead, Council.
I think we should have some standards, to get the waiver request. I don't think it's necessarily waive all of them, but there should be a set of standards. I mean, not waive all of them, but should be a set of standards. I think,
And that's why we put on the work session, and let's fully discuss it, because I actually kind of follow where you're going.
And then they do have if the guidelines select the read, they do have a
Okay.
set of standards.
All right, so
Way to be.
we're going to discuss it in the work session, there's no objection. All right, thank you. All right, next turn.
I'm minding down into this. I think I'm close to completing this. I think there's one item, I kind of got caught up. Item 15, 14, 15, 16 were part of the consent agenda. Item 17, restriction of 10%, is there for council consideration. Council chooses to take it up. Council chooses not to take it up. We move forward. Item 18, $5,000 duplicate approval requirements for spending the departments. Council chooses not to take it up. Thank you. Finally, the citywide camera solution is on the agenda, and I sure hope the council would embrace the idea of going on and getting professional service contract and getting these cameras up. the number of murders is not going down. We don't need to continue to delay this. That's.
Yes, we are. Go ahead, Councilman Carmichael.
I just want to
We're in discussion.
follow up on that. Have
We, at the last meeting, we had a piece where we got to come back together after, both the executive and the council. You and I are supposed to do something. So Mayor Perkins, if possible, if we try to schedule a meeting after, I know this week we've got the lead, so early next week, if we try to schedule a meeting, come back and do those things like we said.
Absolutely. Midtime, substance together.
Yes, sir.
Work on the schedule. Resolution 197 is in your packet. It's item 22. It's an emergency item, authorization to approve a change order for redevelopment block grant funding. And it is on the agenda item 22. By the way, I did not intentionally skip item 20, appointment authority. I have real heartburn with this issue. I have real heartburn with this issue. And I have real heartburn with this issue. And I'm beginning to speak about it, the heartburn I have with this issue. It's troubling. Unless I would challenge Councilman Carmichael to allow me to come into his business and tell him who to hire.
This is our business too.
Well, yeah, but you don't manage it. I wouldn't try to tell you who to hire for you to manage. And that's what happens with me with this issue. I have a real problem to do. We've taken up the YMCA issue, and it was not to my satisfaction. I'm very concerned about it, but that was council's decision. We'll all have to live with it. I made very strong recommendations about this whole community facilities issues several years ago. And those recommendations were ignored. And I think it has put us in the place we're in right now. And I think that's what's happening again. It will repeat itself. And I'm very saddened by this. At any rate, Resolution 197, we're seeking council's favorable consideration. If you have any questions, I believe HSA is here. If you have questions about this project, we talked about it during the work session over in Bakery, where the tunnel parallels the drainage system that's being put in, and there was some damage done to the tunnel. We ask for favorable consideration. This is a budget amendment of $14,275.
That's we take it from the grant match line item. Is that where that's coming from?
Where is this money coming from? If I can tell you, I don't remember. Yeah, it's yeah, the account numbers, and I was just trying to get a description for it. It's a grant match item. But I just don't remember the name. So I'm trying to, I got a number. Okay.
And this is at the intersection of Main Street.
Yeah.
Main Street is the intersection of Arthur. That's probably 403. All right, council, you have an emergency item that is presented to this body. It's resolution R197-21/22. And this is authorization to approve the change order for CDBG project number LR CM-PF-20-005. And this is for installing new 36-inch concrete pipe on Main Street near the intersection of Arsenal Place to run parallel to the existing brick drainage tunnel, which suffered partial collapse on Tuesday, April 19, 2022. And the funding is to be taken from grant match line item 1.7,000.73029. Council, is there? Oh, yes, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Ms. Meredith, what caused, this change?
Oh. That song, I'm sure everybody's heard of, Drainage Song. And then a lot of them lead to the river. The contractor was installed, like Mayor Perkins said, was installing a 36-inch concrete pipe parallel to the drainage zone. And just the construction activities caused it to collapse. It's very old, and there was already a longitudinal crack running along the tunnel prior to collapse. And, you know, construction equipment causes vibrations and stuff like that, and the tunnel just.
So the city is there liable for the construction crew?
Well, they didn't directly do it. He didn't hit it with his bucket or anything like that. I mean, that's a question that it's who's responsibility.
All right, thank you. I think that's a good explanation. Council, is there a motion to approve that resolution, R-197-21/22? All right, it was moved by Councilman Randolph and properly seconded by Councilman Harden to approve resolution R-197-21/22. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young.
Yes.
Councilman Harville.
Yes.
Councilwoman Christie Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Carmichael.
Abstain for the possibility of personal financial.
Councilwoman James.
Yes.
Councilman Randolph.
Yes.
Councilman Jemison.
Yes.
Councilwoman Janie Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you, council. One announcement, it's my delight to invite you to join Selma University, 144th commencement convocation, 1 o'clock Friday, May 13th. This year, the Jefferson Auditorium. This year, celebrity TV judge, recent Hollywood Walk of Fame honoree, Judge Ray Mathis will be the commencement speaker. While in Selma, Judge Mathis will spend time visiting the university campus, including the University of Selma. Additionally, they are inviting us to be a part of that historic celebration. Again, 1 o'clock Friday, the 13th.
Thank you, Mayor.
And I'm done. And,
all right, we'll now move on to our attorney's report. And all of the items on the attorney's report were on the consent agenda, with the exception of item number 3. 2 items. There was 2 items that were on there. Okay. I got item number 3, which is the covenant to splash pad.
Correct.
All right, and that was, and then item number 7, SRA contract, really at this point is moved.
So it's one.
It's moved on the 1 month, yes. And so that would be the deed covenant to splash pad, your item number 3. That is the only one that is up for discussion at this time. And the reason I did not place that on the consent agenda was I kind of just want to know, where did all of this come from? Is this a requirement for the federal government for grant receiving or someone requiring that we do this one?
Yes.
Okay.
The short answer is yes,
Okay.
and the longer answer is the federal government.
Okay, so the federal government is requiring us to create a warranty deed, a covenant to run with the land.
Covenant. We already have a deed of covenant.
A covenant to run with, and this is near the splash pad.
The riverfront park splash pad, the map provided with this information that you were given at the work session shows the splash pad boundary of 0.646 acres. That's the area we're talking about, not the entire area that's the broken red dotted line, broken or dotted line on the map. It's the,
And they're asking us in this covenant, that this is, we're receiving, is this related to the,
we've already received the grant, the reimbursement funds are being held up pending doing this.
the reimbursement funds, from the federal government?
Yes.
Okay. I just want clarity on that, that takes care of me as far as my concern. Are there any other concerns concerning the warranty deed covenant to run with the land to allow, Mayor Perkins to serve as a signature on, the covenant? Any questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the warranty deed covenant to run with land as indicated by our attorney? All right, I think I heard Councilman Johnson first. Is there a second? A second by Councilman Harville to approve the warranty deed covenant to run with the land. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young,
Yes.
Councilman Harville,
Yes.
Councilwoman Christie Thomas, Councilman Carmichael.
Yes.
Councilwoman James. Councilman Randolph.
Yes.
Councilman Jemison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jamie Thomas.
Okay.
You abstaining? Okay, I didn't hear you. Thank you. Councilman Johnson.
Yes. All right, thank you, council, for your votes. I think those are now the items, Mr.
The
Chairman.
exception of the executive session.
Yes. Which
One question, President, there was an item on the consent agenda that I wanted to ask about, and that was the SRA contract.
Yes, sir.
Which one did you put in the consent agenda? What was in the consent agenda, it seems, was authorization to give Councilman Carmichael the opportunity to sign.
The contract is already approved by the council.
Okay, that's what that is. So the council passed tonight the contract that did not have any deliverables. You agreed to sign the contract that has no deliverables with SRA. Is that what this happened?
But it wasn't to approve the contract, because that contract was already approved.
Yeah.
But it was to allow that contract to be signed.
So we're gonna go ahead and sign the contract that has no deliverables.
The contract that the council previously voted on.
Okay, I just want that in the record. Thank you.
Which did have a scope of work for the record as well. All right, now, with that said, I think that concludes all of those items from the attorney. We do have a request for an executive session to discuss some matters. So council, is there a motion by any member of the council to go into executive session and also provide the amount of time that we'll need? Mr. Attorney, how much time do you need for your issues?
There are 3 topics, probably 5 minutes per topic,
Okay, and I think we have some other.
depending on questions.
I think we have some other items.
Depending on questions.
litigation. So we're gonna say 30 minutes, for that. So is there a motion, we need we need that sign.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
Executive session for 45 minutes.
30.
Go 30 minutes. Cited, I'll go 36-45.
Thank you, Councilor Carter. Is there a second? All right, we will probably say that we go into executive session, pursuant to Alabama law, as stated by the President Pro Tem. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young.
Yes.
Councilman Harville,
Yes.
Councilwoman Christie Thomas, Councilman Carmichael,
Yes.
Councilwoman James, Councilman Randolph.
Yes.
Councilman Jemison,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jamie Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yeah. All right. For a period of no more than 30 minutes, we're in executive session.
Going downstairs. I'm gonna leave your signature.
I'm ready.
Hey, Randy. Good night, dear heart. Cindy? Cindy, someone's trying to tell you good night.
I'm going with you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, please have some of that. It's very nice. It's for to me. That's how How you doing?
She's doing good. She's home with her fur kids right now.
Oh, yeah.
You got in that. I think there's a legal issue in the jury.
spent my days waiting in the witness room to testify. Oh, my God.
somebody seconded Councilman Harmon's motion. Was it Councilwoman Thomas? So we do have a motion that has been made and properly seconded. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young?
Yes.
Councilman Harville?
Yes.
Councilwoman Christie Thomas? Councilman Carmichael?
This is to pay off the terms of the contract
No.
Pay him what we owe him today.
Today.
2 days. Okay, yes.
Councilwoman James?
Yes.
Councilman Randolph? Councilman Jemison?
Yes.
Councilwoman Janie Thomas?
Thank you for the record, put this on the record. Councilwoman Thomas is voting for him to get his updated salary. And for the mean term of his contract, I'm expecting an answer from the Alabama League of Municipality, which we asked before, to come back and tell us about his contract. Was he in violation of anything? We need to get that answer. To continue out to further out his contract. We're gonna be back at the same block.
Okay, do we know?
I need a vote. What is your vote?
You rather say
I
this?
did, but is your vote yes, no, or you think?
My vote is yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't.
Yes.
Hey, we have one more.
Councilman Johnson?
I'm gonna go with this one.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Now, any other new or unfinished business? Yes.
And we talked about this in another meeting, and so you'll know.
We talked about Thursday. You specifically said, President, if we need to talk about it in the work session, they don't need to deal with it. But still, my talk, I don't get it.
Okay, let me keep it real.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Let me keep it real. There were some items that we took up tonight under the mayor's report that were not discussed in work session as well. So while I asked everyone to try to do that, but I did say that there are some things that pop up, but I did ask, but that rule was blown out because we get some other things tonight. So what's good for one person is good for the other. Go ahead, Councilman. And that's only because it's already been violated. Go ahead.
Madam President, it is very important for our training to be here until the end of this meeting, our meeting. So if we need to do a resolution, whatever we need to do, we need to have our treasurer here. We have to be here, our treasurer is over the finances as well as we are. So she needs to be here as well.
Well, you are able, just as everyone else, to draft the appropriate resolution, if that's the route we take.
I will.
I think when we got that one, and I think during the work session, we need to have our clerk here.
That's not legal.
I know it's not, but we.
We don't have to make our clerk be here, but I'm saying our treasurer is here to answer our questions, doing any finance question.
That's true.
All right.
So we can't make, I would take it for our work session.
Well, thank you. We know we're not voting on it tonight, but we will put it on the next work session agenda to further discuss. Okay, we're not gonna add tonight. She's just letting us know she'll bring it in the next work session.
Can the clerk make sure that our treasurer, since she wasn't here, that she get that information for the pay?
Okay.
For Mr. David Black.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I can repeat that again. I don't know. What did you say?
I'll do it. Can I say,
Say it again, please.
can you make sure that our city clerk get this information that this council voted on? Pay him up to the point.
Well, she's recording this and she also took minutes as well. So there's no need for us to do anything. She's present. So we don't need. Oh, you said the clerk.
She said clerk, but I think she meant the treasurer.
That our clerk make sure that the treasurer gets that information.
I'm sure, yeah, they'll enforce it. All right, Councilwoman James.
I'm done.
Okay. Okay, now, Councilman Carmichael.
So our chief was last week, and I thought so I drew something up and I want to read it and see what everybody thinks about it.
Can I do something to read it?
Yes. So you're saying no interim? Don't do it?
Well, we had to draw a resolution. Do we have a resolution appointing someone permanently, or do we have a resolution doing an interim?
I have a resolution.
All right, so we got to put about resolution. I guess you could change the permanent. You could. Yeah, you can do a permanent, you can make it permanent.
Is there any business that before y'all go back to?
Okay. Any other new business?
Allergies.
Okay, I'm ready.
He's ready. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Councilman Carmichael.
This is a, resolution to appoint fire chief to the city of Selma. Whereas the city council of Selma, Alabama is authorized under Title 11-43-56 of the Code of Alabama 1975 to have management control of finance of the city. And whereas the Code of Alabama Title 11-43-5 states that the council may provide for a tax collector, chief of police, chief of fire department shall specifically describe their duties. And whereas the city of Selma Code section 22-44.1 states that the tax collector, chief of police, and chief of the fire department of the city shall be appointed viva voce for a majority vote of the members elected to the city council in accordance and pursuant to section 11-43-5 Code of Alabama. And whereas it is the desire of the Selma City Council to appoint blank viva voce as interim fire chief of the city of Selma, Alabama. Now therefore be it resolved by the city council of the city of Selma, Alabama, as by viva voce vote as follows, that blank is hereby elected by the city council to serve as the fire chief of the city of Selma, Alabama, beginning this blank day of blank 2022 and serve up to month. The council appoints third month until the next general election. And or until his or her successor is elected and qualified.
All right.
I would like to make a motion to appoint Walter Daly as the fire chief of the city of Selma.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. It's moved by Councilman Carmichael and properly seconded by Councilman Harville to appoint Walter Daly to serve as the fire chief for the city of Selma, pursuant to the council's appointment powers. Are we ready for the question? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
President Young,
Yes.
Councilman Harville,
Yes.
Councilwoman Christie Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Carmichael,
Yes.
Councilwoman James.
Come back, can you come back to me?
Yes, ma'am. Councilman Randolph,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Jemison,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Janie Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Madam Clerk, can you read back the, oh, sorry. You want to come back to
Go back to Councilwoman James.
Will you please read the results of said vote?
What's your vote? Abstain, okay, thank you. We have 5 affirmative and 3 abstentions.
Can you read that again?
5 affirmative
And 3
and 3
abstentions.
abstentions.
So motion passes. Thank you. Let's congratulate our new fire chief. Do this, we will have him to attend our next council meeting and give a further introduction. Thank you. Any other new or unfinished business? Any other new or unfinished business? All right, here no further business of the Selma City Council. This meeting of the Selma City Council hereby stands adjourned. Thank you.
Great.